All right, thank you, and we're back. I'm Lisa Woods with Realcomm, and with me is Rob Teel, President of Global Solutions with Yardi Systems. Hi, Rob.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Excellent. That was just such a fun. We were just talking about the general session. You guys
Yes.
did such an amazing job, and
Thank you.
it was fast-paced. There were some surprises.
Yeah.
The lighting display and the low voltage energy usage was amazing, and kudos to you.
Well, thank you, thank you. Well, you were a speaker on the general session. You had some really interesting things to say about what Yardi was seeing. There are probably a lot of people watching this video at home that maybe didn't see the general session, maybe not here at the conference. Can you give us a recap?
Sure. Well, again, Rob Teel, my job in the company is to take care of our commercial clients. So commercial owners, investment managers, multinational operators, and most of my time at the company is spent listening to their enhancement requests, listening to their business strategies. And so what I talked about this morning was how does that influence our investment decisions in technology? There's always a roadmap, there's always a list of to-dos for the development team, but it's our clients who kind of steer us in the right direction. So if we kind of take a quick tour of asset classes, in office, there's 20% vacancy, right? It's at 18.6% according to our Commercial Edge research group. It's not going down anytime soon. So what eats up that vacancy? What fills that void? And sometimes we talk about converting office buildings to multifamily, but it's a really tough engineering challenge to make that happen. One of the most immediate opportunities is co-working and flex, which makes up about 2% of total office space today, has grown double digits the last year in terms of the number of sites. There's over 7,000 co-working sites in North America. There's 13,000 globally. And we anticipate that continuing to trend upward to the point where we think it could get to 10% of office stock could be co-working and flex to complement the traditional lease that's in that building. And I think that we also expect co-working and flex to be in every major building in the US, right? It is an important complement to existing tenants. They can use that amenitized space. Folks off the street can use that as well as a flexible option. And so that's the reason that Yardi's invested so much in the co-working space, an ERP system specifically for operators, a booking engine where you can book any conference room, event center online. And I think we'll just continue those investments. And if you've read the news recently, we've also made some investments in physical space, which is new for Yardi, but it puts us in the conversation of what is the future of office. And that's really why we're making these investments. We want to be part of that conversation. It's not all going to be co-working and flex, but that is a component of it. If you look at retail, industrial, multifamily, there's specific investments we're making in each of those. With industrial, it tends to be on the deal management side, doing the best deal you can. With retail, it tends to be, there's a lot of legacy applications still in the world of retail. They adopted technology earlier than most asset classes back in the 80s or 90s, and there's still these pockets that need to be replaced. So we find ourselves building deep functionality for retail into our core product. And then with multifamily, it's such a higher transaction volume than commercial, right? The residents moving in and out. And they tend to lead the way on what is the next tech trend for commercial. And so we're seeing a lot of interesting AI implementations. Our chatbot is powered by OpenAI, so natural language, natural conversation empowered by OpenAI through our chatbot. So some really exciting things for each of the each of the asset classes that we're working on.
You mentioned in your presentation this morning about your clients, and I know that Yardi does a number of surveys, a big survey once a year, and so it has to affect the strategy. And of course, you're listening to clients and what they have to say and dealing with their issues and problems. What is it that you're hearing the most from the clients that you're talking to, and maybe some surprises, if there are any, from the surveys that you're conducting?
Well, the one thing they never call about is to tell you the system worked great today. Right? They're usually calling because they have some challenge in front of them, right? There's some hurdle, and that could be a problem with our system. Hopefully it's not, but that, I feel like my job is, if you've got a major issue or a major opportunity, it's my job to get involved with clients. And so they don't call to compliment you on the system working every day, but they do call when they've got a major challenge in front of them. And usually what they want to hear is, not that you can solve it on the phone call, but that you're going to take ownership with them, you're going to partner with them to get over that. And that more than anything influences our roadmap and our development stream. So it's something I'm really passionate about. I would not be happy if a day goes by where I'm not on the phone with a client, and it is how I spend most of my time at Yardi.
Yeah. Are you getting a lot of questions? You mentioned AI in the chatbot. Are you getting a lot of questions from clients about AI and how that's going to impact real estate and how that impacts them personally?
Yeah, and it's funny. It's not like I need to solve this problem. Do you have AI to do it? It's more my board is interested in where the universe of AI is heading. Can you speak to our board? Can you speak to my CEO? Can you? So there's a lot of education going on right now about AI. And what I'm trying to do with our teams is to make sure that any initiative that we have underway solves a client's problem, right? If we're not solving a problem, if we're just playing around with AI, that's helping no one, right?
Exactly.
It's exciting because it's new and it's fun.
Right.
But there needs to be a challenge that we're solving, and it should be a client challenge.
It shouldn't be a technology looking for a problem.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And honestly, I mean, we talked about that before. You kind of saw that with blockchain. At this conference, there was this big buzz around blockchain 10, 15 years ago. It turned out to be a great tool for crypto and for banking, not as relevant maybe for this audience. And so we're being cautious on AI. I will say we're investing heavily, but we've just been very tactical about it. Our chatbots using OpenAI, lease abstraction, loan abstraction, vendor invoice abstraction. We feel like that industry hasn't changed in years, and AI is really helping us, and we've got some really cool things we're showing at the booth on abstraction. And then the final piece, Microsoft branded Copilot, such a great brand, and it really kind of illustrates what I think every software vendor should have, is a AI assistant that helps you do your job, right? And that's a tricky ROI, like are we building things that are really helping our clients? But I think we all know that AI can help you navigate better, can help you find the answer and summarize data quicker than you can yourself. So those are the three areas that we're really investing in AI: the chatbots, the abstraction, and then internal assistance, a chatbot for your users, if you want to think of it that way.
All right. Well, I know we're running out of time. I told you we would get on a roll, and then the time would just disappear. I guess my final question would be for your clients for the next 6, 9, 12 months. What is your advice to them in terms of their strategy for the rest of the year and maybe first and second quarter of next year?
Yeah.
Anything in particular?
My advice to the clients is to reach out when you have a challenge, right? The way we build software is to partner with a client. There's not some secret black box where we're inventing the next cool thing. We have to have input from the clients. And my favorite call is a CIO, a Realcomm advisory board member calling me and saying, I can't do this. I need your help, right? Can we partner together to do that? And so I don't have specific things to tell you what's going to come up in the next 12 to 18 months, but it's going to start with a phone call from a client, most likely.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I know that the best relationships are those that are partnerships. Yeah. And Yardi has been such a great supporter of Realcomm over the years, and you have truly been a partner for us. And I know we've heard from clients that they feel that partnership, and I think that makes all the difference in the world. So we look forward to talking with you again and seeing what else is coming down the pike.
Well, thank you for that partnership. We have a debt of gratitude to Realcomm for introducing us to this audience. It's a real benefit.
Well, thank you. Well, it was great having you. Looking forward to talking to you again soon.
Yeah.
And hopefully it won't be a whole year. Hopefully we'll talk to you again before then.
Great. Thanks so much, Lisa.
Thank you, Rob. It was great having you.
All right.
All right. Thank you. And we'll be right back.